Welcome to DU Digimon.
Hello and welcome to DU Digimon and welcome to yet another Deck Profile Monday. If you are liking this content, please make sure to like, subscribe and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any future content. Now you will notice, as is tradition, if I am at the side, we are not looking at my deck today. So returning to the channel from the team is Alex. Alex, would you like to say hello?
Hello. Thanks for having me, Josh. About time it's come back round to me, actually. I haven't had a profile in a little while.
Yeah. Last time was
Darumon for
Melga.
me, I think. Yeah, Melga. No, cool. Today we're bringing something a little different. We've literally just come back from High Wycombe. They've got a store called a Tabletop, so we just popped over there for a tournament. And this deck managed to go undefeated in 4 rounds.
Yeah, which none of us were expecting.
No, it was a last-minute change. I've recently been enjoying Armour, but this time around we want to change it up a little bit. And with thanks, which I'll give to in a moment, we got one last card I needed, and this one managed to go undefeated. And I want to show you guys today.
Yeah, well, thank you, Alex. Well, if you want to take us through the card by card,
let's take it for
of this
spin.
lovely little deck.
All right, first up, now let's go first up with the eggs. Not the most important card, but does come up, is Mother D Reaper. The only reason we have Mother is because this deck often targets one of your own cards to delete them to put a Dark Master into your raising area. That's all she does, because she's the only egg at the moment with DP. So after she's been erased and returned, she comes out, she just sits there, unaffected by her opponent's things. 15k means that she's a target if somebody has raid, which can protect your things, but often you will just delete her to make room for a Dark Master later on down the line. Moving on to our main Digimon, we have the search of the deck. So if you're familiar with the Dark Masters deck overall, it's really more of a Megazoo deck now. Traditionally, it has one henchman for each of the Dark Masters. So we've got a green, black, purple, and blue level 5 to match each of the Dark Masters. Today we have 4 Cherry, 4 Gigadramon, and 4 Lady Devimon. We do not, though, have 4 of the blue Scorpiomon. Reason being is, for a lot of this deck, your 5 stay on the board, having their deleted a D Reaper, and save up the board, so that way during your opponent's turn you have a 5 ready for an ace, which we will go over. There's not many aces at the moment that go live and match the other colours when it comes to the 2 colours. So for the time being, we are using instead 3 Wisemon. You'll notice that it's also a play cost of 6. It's 6,000 DP, so it does kind of, it's just another, you'll play it, you'll pass for 6, play it, pass for 6 with all your searches, but the searching range is slightly different. All of our previous level 5s allow you to look at the top 4 cards of your deck and add any 2 level 6 or higher cards. So that gets any of the Dark Masters, but also some of your aces and some level 7s, which we'll show you shortly as well. Wisemon's a little bit more limited. You get to reveal the top 3, but you add 1 purple or black card from among them. So while it is limited, you can add another Wisemon, get to add a Lady Devi, a Gigadramon, which you can't do with these level 5s. So it allows you to go, if you're in a difficult position, which I've been in today, you can find a searcher for another time. But the main reason I like it so much is it being dual colour means it's accessible for both the aces we run, and both the aces will run as of BT16. The better for it as well is each of the Dark Master searches at the moment have different inheritables. You've got Piercing, Reboot, and Retaliation. Wisemon has Blocker, which is very helpful if I'm instead going to an ace that they aren't expecting. Normally, like Reboot, they'll think, okay, Mega Gargamon maybe, they're not seeing me add a Mega Gargamon. If I run my Ebonwu instead, that's an Ebonwu with a non-deletion effect that can block a hit to security and just hit a bit of a double whammy. So I'm really enjoying Wisemon at the moment, only running the 3 at the moment, but that could get tweaked. But that is all for level 5s, and that is all your searches. That is 4, 8, 12, 15 searches in this deck. Moving on, pretty much the crux of the deck, as you might expect it, is the Dark Masters themselves. So we have 4 Machinedramon, 4 Paidamon, but we are only running 2 Puppetmon and 2 Metal Seedramon. Now, as you recognise, being a Megazoo deck, most of the time previous Megazoos are just hard-playing big things to do big effects. We've got the benefit of our level 5 searches we've just seen, being able to delete some useless eggs to put one of these Dark Masters into our raising area to come out for a later time. You can play them for their on-play effect to get some big effects like Digivolve, delete a unsuspended, bottom deck a suspended, or return level 5. But you also got the added benefit of bringing them out for a turn later for a little bit cheaper. They do all have the effect of any opponent's turn they have to delete themselves, and they can replace themselves with another name. So quite often you'll have Machine Drum and Apocalymon because we can search them so easily, and the Wiseman also allows you to search them too, which is why I want to pick up blacks and purples. So occasionally you can bring out one Digivolve, do a big swing. If it survives an opponent's turn, then you'll bring it out instead for a Piedmon for end of your opponent's turn, delete their thing, and then your turn begins. The main reason we're only running 2 of Puppet Metal Seedramon is because, unfortunately, if a Pokemon, which it is, sorry, Pokemon went to 1, it's not an Pokemon deck anymore. I was really looking forward to a Pokemon as a deck for a very good reason. It got limited. You could argue it could come back now. However, with things as they are, these 2 cards at 2 each is enough. I may even consider just running 2 of 1 or 1 of each. The only reason we have them is just another name because they're so easily searched, and sometimes you can have like a Piedmon on board and a Piedmon in hand. Sometimes it does just help to have another one you can search. From there, we then move on to our other 6s. This is all the aces. These won't need too much explanation. Is Mega Gargomon Ace and Ebonwumon Ace. You'll notice both of these are green, so these will go over your Cherrymon, but the Mega Gargomon Ace being black means it can go over the Cherry and Gigadramon, and the Ebonwu can go over the Cherrymon and the Lady Devimon. They also both have the benefit of being able to go over your Wisemon, which allows Ebonwu to become a blocker, which if it does get deleted, you can delete an opponent's suspended Digimon. Just an extra bit of flexibility there. Mega Gargomon Ace is so good, so good. I have seen builds that as of BT16, they're dropping it to 1 or 2. I really think it's such a good card. Being able to target 2 things, not even just suspending them, but saying, like, by the way, you thought you could get an early attack in. Those other 2 Digimon are not Digivolve in this turn. And that can just stun their turn. It came up very useful against Numamon today. It came up useful against Armor at the end. And I think, if anything, I probably should have played an additional one of these. Playing 4 copies would have made it more live, but it doesn't go over your Lady Devimon. That's the only thing. So you need to keep it up. You need to change up a little bit. BT16 will be changing these numbers because we do want to have something else in black and maybe blue. If you do want to go back to Scorpionmon, Vikemon is a very, very good ace. And so far, it will only go over your Gigadramons or the Wisemons. So it's a little bit limited what you can run on. As of BT16 as well, we will most likely be shifting Ebonwu to Grand Kawagamon, who a lot of you have probably already seen is very, very oppressive. For the time being, Ebonwu's done very good work. Mega Gargomon is nutty. And that is it. 6 aces for our level 5s to play on top of. Moving on to our 7s now, because we quite easily get to play 6s from your opponent's turn. They survive and swing to you. We have so many options for 7s to play. One of the combo pieces we've got is Omnimon's Vart. On Digivolving, by trashing the top 3 cards of your deck, you get to play any 2 8 cost or lower black or purple cards. The reason that's so good is by turn 3 or 4, you may have got a Gigadramon, a Lady Devimon, or in our build, a Wisemon into your trash. You're able to bring them out, trigger their effects again to search, and then by passing to your opponent, you've now got 2 level 5s that your aces are then able to go on top of. Thinking about now, I probably should have played a couple more aces, but as I said, the build has done well enough. When attacking does come up, it being a 15k body does mean if you're able to put your opponent into a position where they can't maybe come back from, quite often as well has survived, and you've then in your next turn gone swing, put the Machine Dramon that's underneath it back into your hand, delete a 12 cost or lower. Doesn't come up all the time, but it is a very, very helpful card. But because we are playing so many Omnimons in this deck, is why we play the next one too. So the other is Omnimon's Vart Defeat. In this build, because we have Omnimon's Vart as our combo piece, and because we run more black and purple cards, these cards are much more live and available to go onto Digivolve. All of our aces are also part black in this deck, so they can go on top of these. Part black or purple. Omnimon's Vart, I think, is the GOAT of this deck, mostly because I played against Red Hybrid earlier on, and we managed to get so much Tamer hate in that match. The on Digivolve for Vart Defeat is to delete a Tamer, and then if this is deleted, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So it does come up. It quite occasionally has come out of security for free as well. They don't do combat, but you do get a free level 7 Digimon that you can even Digivolve on top of as well. Moving on to said cards, we have 2 Omnimon Merciful modes. So this is meta dependent, but because we've got so many Omnimons that can come out easily or quite cheap, having another Omnimon that does some deletions, in this case, you get to delete for every mega that's beneath it. If you've been able to go Machine Dramon into Omnimon's Vart into Merciful mode, or Zvart Defeat into Merciful mode, you're deleting at least 2 things. And from there, you're also then able to take 10 of your opponent's cards in trash and put them on the bottom of the deck. So now that we've got things like the Viamon, came up earlier on as well, I was able to move some cards out of a Numemon player's trash. You're able to put them back for a few more turns. They think they've set up the trash. You're going to know those Biting Crushes, those Lavaman X's, they're all gone. They're at the bottom of your deck again. You're not going to see them. If this does survive, then it basically breaks itself from the top of your stack and trashes one of your opponent's security. It does come up. It does only Digivolve on top of a red, blue, yellow, or green. However, in this build, we have so many Omnimons, it can Digivolve on any Omnimon in name for 3 cost. And now, probably my favourite of the bunch, which has just been bumped from 1 copy to 3, is the Omnimon Alter B. Now, the reason we've bumped this up is with the inclusion of Wisemon wanting to add more purple or black cards, having an Omnimon that matches that colour makes it so much easier to find. Yes, you can add it very easily from your 4/8/12 level 5 searches, but just having an extra 3 just means you've got more cards in your deck that you can pick up. I believe there's 26 that the Wisemon can search in this build. Alter B was so good. When Digivolving to de-Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon can just basically destroy a stack. It takes their biggest thing down 3 times. It being able to Digivolve for only 2 on top of a Omnimon's Vart, Zvart Defeat, even a Merciful mode if you get in that position. It's just so much better. A 2-cost Digivolution is really great. 15k body really is helpful. The one Digivolving also then does delete up to a total play cost of 6 of your opponent's cards. When you're against Numemon players, you can delete some of their level 4s. We played against Armor and we deleted a couple of level 3s there. The range is, it does have a good effective range on it. The main thing for this though, I've only pulled it off a few times now, I think 3 total, is the when attacking. But if you're able to get the when attacking off, it's so fun. The when attacking being that you can trash up to 3 level 6 Digivolution cards beneath it. And then among your opponent's Digimon and Tamers, delete one of their lowest play costs for each card returned. So if you're able to get into that position of you've had an Omnimon go on top of a Machine Dramon, then go into a Zvart, then go into an Alter B, you have got 2 there. You can de-Digivolve 3, still got memory before passing turn, Alter B one more time. So you're being able to de-Digivolve another stack, you're able to wipe out some more smaller targets, but then you have increased your range to trash more things on your when attacking. The when attacking to delete their lowest upwards, so you're wiping out a Tamer, a Digimon, but when you trash 3 cards from underneath this, you then trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's security, and that really came in clutch early on today. Numemon player reduced the security attack of all of our Digimon on our old Omnimon a couple of times. Even when we had our Tamer live to increase our security attack, we were still just hitting for 0 by going to Alter B. I think it was Alter B actually. So we de-Digivolved 3 times, popped a few things, we then swang. Even though we had no security attack, we still wiped out 2 security, left them with 1, ready for the next turn. So Alter B, I'm tempted for 4, I'll keep it at 3. And Charlie, thank you very much. You'll get this back later on. And I've got to go fetch my own one. Now there is 1 level 7 left. A lot of people are dropping it, but I feel bad. I want to get 3 more copies in. For the time being, it's just the 1 Apocalymon. It does come up, being able to, for 3 cost, if you've got the Dark Masters in your trash, be able to play it and have a blocker with retaliation, reboot if you want it to, is really helpful. It came in clutch earlier on today. A few times it has survived a couple of turns. So we managed to trash 6 of the opponent's deck when I played it in past. The next turn we managed to trash 8 because end of each turn you're able to put another Digivolution card underneath. It's, as a one-off, it's fine. If you're building this deck, if you don't have this, it's absolutely fine. If you think, oh, that Alter B looks really good, and play 4 of that, absolutely remove this and play another role to be. It's entirely your call. This can come out. This is no longer an Apocalymon deck. It is a Megazoo deck, but this can come up. It is white, but it is level 7, so you can search it. It's entirely your call. Entirely cool. Bring us back to 2 at least, please. And finally, the last 3 cards of the deck. It's a lot of people have seen builds running these. It is just 3 copies of Ty and Matt. This was previously run at 4, but I wanted to add in the 3rd copy of Volta B. The Ty and Mats don't come up nearly often enough because you're playing very expensive cards anyway at 6 cost. Sometimes more if you have to hard drop an ace. So I've dropped this to 3. It can come out of security. Sometimes all you need is the 1 that's out, because that way if you do go into the cheap Alter B for your swing, then you're able to trash 2 of their security, then swing into 2 checks. They'll either have 1 left, something else might pick it off. It does help. So I'm running these at the moment. 3's fine. Some builds have dropped it. Some builds have just made room for more Digimon to play for their bigger effects. Entirely your call. The level 6 or higher, start of your turn to gain 2 memory if your opponent's got level 6 or higher. Doesn't come up nearly as much as it used to. Again, that is meta relevant. It's depending on the meta. But if you're against other Megazoo players, this will be a lot more live. But that's entirely your call. That is 50 cards. That is what used to be an Apocalymon deck. It's now really just a Omnimon Megazoo deck.
Dark Masters, Omnimon, Control, Megazoo.
Yeah, big things go brr.
Big go brr.
Big go brr.
No, thank you very much, Alex. That was very, very cool.
No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, we'll definitely try and get this on the channel in its current iteration at some point. We do have a few matches featuring the previous build of this deck.
Yes.
Against Leomon, Phoenixmon, and my Yellow Vaccine deck, which we've argued is not a Yellow Vaccine deck.
It's not. It's fine. It's fine. But the Yellow Vaccine.
It's yellow and it's got vaccine. But anyways, I digress. Thank you very much, Alex, for joining us today. And if you do like this deck, let us know if you want to see it more of it. Let us know if you want to see more of Alex's deck profiles as well. Specifically, he's got quite a few different decks that I don't, for example. But yeah, just let us know in the comments below or on the DU Digimon Discord channel, which is also linked below. But until we see you again, guys, keep it digital.